My name's Jed and I retired here to the beautiful kingdom of Thailand 5 years ago. Come and join me as I take you on a journey to discover the best that the land of smiles has to offer. Whether you're an expat, thinking of opening a business or working here in Thailand, or if you're a digital nomad looking to work in a more economical country than your own country, or if you're a holiday maker and you're wanting to know the best places to visit in this beautiful diverse country, or maybe you're like me, a retiree looking for a better and cheaper place to spend your retirement during your golden years. Well, if that's the case, you've come to the right channel. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. It will help me a lot and I promise it will cost you nothing. And push the thumbs up button and pass on the link to any friends or family who you think might be interested in looking at my channel. Sweaty Cap Jed here from Thailand, my land, retiring disgracefully. I think I've more or less sorted out where my channel's going now, so this may be the last video that I'll put on that I've made previously. Though I might continue it because it's been quite successful, to be honest. So every now and again I might put an old one in just so the people who haven't seen it can have a look. But today's video is one I made in February of this year, and it's about how to save money when traveling. And I've been traveling all my life through my job as a chef. I've worked all over the world on hotels and in cruise ships and rig tenders and oil tankers and gold mines, all sorts of places. I've travelled all over the world working. So I know quite a bit about travelling and how to save money. Also, when I had a family of 4 children, we still wanted to travel, me and my wife. You needed to budget a lot when you're travelling and paying for 6 airline tickets or 6 cruises. So I've learned quite a bit about how to save a bit of money. So that's what this video is about. I hope you get something out of it. You might know all these things anyway. I mean, if you travel a lot yourselves, I'm sure you know a lot of these things. I'm not preaching at the converted. I think it's something that everyone should be able to save if they want. Not everyone needs to save. I mean, there's a lot of rich people who couldn't give a stuff how much they pay for their hotel or their flight. But people like myself, retiree, I've got to watch every penny that I spend. And if I can save a little bit here and there, then it pays for another trip or another night in a hotel. So that's what this is about. I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video of how to save money when traveling. Sweaty Cap Jed here from Retiring Disgracefully. Today I want to make a video about money saving tips living in Thailand, or not just living in Thailand, travelling around Thailand or anywhere really. A lot of these tips would be adaptable anywhere in the world. As I've said many times before, I've been travelling all my life from a very early age, when my parents took me to Jamaica when my father was working over there. And since then I've trained as a chef and worked all over the world on hotels and gold mines, well, many different things, cruise ships, supply vessels, oil rigs, and a lot of them times I have to fly, especially when working on ships. You'd have to go, say, fly to Singapore or somewhere in Europe, maybe the USA, to pick up a ship to bring back for working purposes in Australia. So a lot of my time has been spent traveling, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been my life's passion. So I've learned quite a lot about budgeting. I didn't come from a rich family. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. My father, after we came back from Jamaica, ended up working on the docks in Middlesbrough, and just as a labourer sort of type job. And you know, we lived just the average northern lifestyle, living from paycheck to paycheck, or in them days it wasn't a paycheck, it was just cash. So I've had to learn to budget. If I wanted to travel on a chef's wage, then I had to learn to budget, because I wouldn't get very far and go to many places if I didn't budget. And more so when I had a family and had 4 children, budgeting came even more important if we wanted to travel, and which we did. My wife was the same as me. She wanted to see the world and do different things, and wanted our children to experience different cultures and different ways of life also. So the first thing I'd like to say to you, and I'm not preaching to the converted, I'm sure you know a lot of these things, but this is just my take on how to budget and how to make your money stretch further when traveling. So don't take it like I'm telling you how to live your lives. You just might pick a few little gems out of these tips that I'm giving you, and be able to use them and save a few dollars.
I suppose the most important thing to do when travelling, if you're trying to save money, is before you leave, work out a budget of what you want to spend, and stick to that budget. Check it daily, check it 3-4 times a day. Just make sure you're not going over budget, and if you do, that's fine, because that's what holidays are about. But if you do go over budget, maybe the next day you can reassess and cut down that day so you don't spend too much. If I do overspend, sometimes I try to have money-free days the next day. Days where I spend only on food and do things that won't cost me any money. I go to the beach, go to free museums or galleries, visit Buddhist temples, walk around the local area taking in the sights, spend a day at the hotel swimming pool and fitness club. What I also do is I Google search free things to do in whatever town I'm staying in, and just see what comes up. A great way to save money when travelling is to simply live like a local. Take a songtao or tuk-tuk where possible, eat from local food vendors, and drink local, not imported drinks. In Thailand, the average Thai lives on less than 8,000 baht a month, which is only about $250 US. You don't have to go to that extreme, but there are a lot of savings to be made when doing some of the things that many Thai people have to do out of necessity. Eat from street food stalls and markets. I eat street food all the time. If the vendor and the food outlet look clean and hygienic, and if the local Thai people are buying from them, that's a good indication that the food is good and fresh, and also if it's busy, the food's being turned over quickly. I won't eat anything that's been sitting at room temperature, but as long as it's cooked to order, on a barbecue, fried or boiled or wok fried, I'll eat it. You can find traditional Thai foods on the streets and markets at a fraction of the cost of what you'll pay at restaurants. Instead of eating at a fancy restaurant, take a picnic to the beach. By going to the supermarket, salad bar, takeaway hot food counter or delicatessen, you can buy enough food and drink for a picnic dinner and enjoy your night just as well, for a fraction of the price. Many beautiful tropical fruits and vegetables are sold at the side of the roads from stalls or off the back of trucks for about half the price you'll buy at a local supermarket. Buy some and keep them in your hotel room as a healthy alternative for snacks, or when travelling or driving on your trip. If you buy a meal at a restaurant on the beach, some of them will offer you free lounges and umbrellas for the day. Some beachside restaurants also offer free kayaks or stand-up paddle boards if you eat at their restaurants. So before sitting down, just check to see if they're free. Always try to get breakfast included when staying in hotels. It's one less meal a day you'll have to pay for. A free breakfast and eating from the street vendor, you can eat well for less than $10 a day. Stay in 3-star hotels, not 4 or 5-star hotels, unless they have a special promotion. It's not just the extra you pay for staying in the hotel room and to use their facilities. Eating and drinking in their restaurants and bars are also much more expensive. A little while ago, when I first came to Thailand staying in Hua Hin, I got into a conversation with a couple from Australia who were staying at the Hilton. They were paying 3,500 baht a night, room only. I was staying at My Way Hua Hin Music Hotel, a lovely boutique hotel that I have stayed in many times, and I was paying just 800 baht a night, inclusive of breakfast. The 2,700 baht I saved by staying in a very nice hotel, but cheaper hotel, more than paid for my meals, transport and entertainment every day. Don't use the minibar at your hotel. If I'm staying in a hotel for more than a few days, I normally go to the local 7-Eleven or family store and stock up on snacks and drinks. Take advantage of happy hour. Many bars and restaurants have happy hour with reduced prices on drinks or 2-for-1 specials. Don't be afraid to haggle at markets, it's expected. But try not to haggle too hard, the prices are normally cheap anyway. And don't forget, the locals have families to feed as well. Don't book tours before you arrive in the country you're visiting. Wait until you get there. Travel agencies are located all over the tourist areas in most towns and cities to sell their tours, and often they sell at discounted prices, especially in the low season. Check out the prices on the internet first, then see if they can beat the price. When you book hotels on the internet, shop around. Go to at least 4 or 5 of the more popular sites such as booking.com, hotels.com, Agoda or Hotels Combined. Also go directly to the hotel's website to get a quote. The same goes for flights and car rentals. Check out the many different websites available online, as well as going directly to the airline and car hire companies for a quote. When flying into town, check the websites for hotels that offer free shuttle bus to and from the airport. In some cities in Southeast Asia, such as Bangkok, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong and Phnom Penh, you can take the train from the airport to the city if you don't have too much luggage for a fraction of the price of a taxi, and quite often it's also much quicker. If travelling by bus, train, ferry or aeroplane, take food, drinks and snacks with you to avoid the inflated prices charged at the terminals. Avoid using ATMs. Some Thai bank charges are excessive, and your bank back home will most times charge a fee for giving you your own money back. Go to one of the bank's foreign exchange counters and withdraw your funds directly using your home country's debit card. And always ask what charges, if any, will be deducted before you enter into the transaction. Check with your credit card provider to see if they offer free travel insurance if your flights or holidays booked using their credit card. If you're planning on an extended trip through Thailand or Southeast Asia, it may be well worth getting a credit card with the insurance facility, as the cost of yearly fees may be less than taking out the travel insurance. But make sure you read the fine print to ensure all your needs are covered prior to leaving on your trip. If you're planning on renting a car, instead of renting a sat-nav, buy a local phone SIM card and use Google Maps on your phone. If you're in need of a doctor or a dentist while travelling, try not to go to one of the tourist areas, as they always charge farang prices. If possible, go to one in a rural area, or if you're in a tourist town, go to a practice closer to where the locals live. If you can avoid it, try not to book hotels at the weekend in places close to any major city, as many city dwellers go away to these areas for the weekend to escape the city. You'll find that hotel prices will go up dramatically at the weekend and public holidays, and everywhere could also be very busy. When you check in at an airport or at your hotel, don't be afraid to ask for an upgrade. Occasionally, they do say yes. If you're going to be in the country for any length of time, consider getting a phone SIM card and send the number to your family and friends instead of using roaming on your home phone. If you're retired like me, use your age to your advantage. God knows there's not that many advantages to growing old. Ask for pensioner discounts at hotels or when you're booking flights, entry to parks, museums, or even on tours. Try not to eat in outlets that are close to tourist areas, as their prices are generally higher. The same goes for eating in attractions like zoos and water parks. They have a captive audience and usually charge accordingly. When planning your travel, be flexible whenever possible. The price of flights, hotels, tours, and car hire can vary considerably depending on the month, day, and even the time of day you travel. So do your research and try to be flexible. Try making some local friends. Many Thais are shy when talking with Westerners, but once you break down the barriers and they trust you, they're very friendly and outgoing and helpful people. And they'll steer you in the right direction about where to shop and how to save money. Usually, as soon as someone sees a Farang buying something, the price goes up accordingly. Check websites like eBay, Gumtree, Craigslist to see if someone is selling a flight, hotel, accommodation or park entry tickets, cruises or pre-booked tours. Sometimes people's circumstances change due to illness, death in the family, losing their job, or even because they made an error with the booking date and the companies won't refund their money. But they'll permit a name change to the booking. Over the years I've picked up many cheap flights, a Caribbean cruise and accommodation using this method. When flying, pack light if possible so you can avoid checked-in luggage. Many airlines now charge for checked luggage. When I fly in Southeast Asia, I normally book with Thailand Airways if their prices are comparable with other airlines, as they include 15 kilo of checked-in baggage, as well as the 7 kilo carry-on. If I'm only going somewhere for a few days, I try to take only a carry-on bag to avoid paying for luggage. It also makes it quicker when you get off the flight, as you don't have to wait for the luggage carousel for your bag to be unloaded. If you're confident on a motorbike, consider renting one for a day, a week, a month, depending on the length of your stay, to save on fares. If only renting for a day or two, do all of the excursions that involve any distance while you have the vehicle. Most pharmaceuticals are available over the counter in many Southeast Asian countries, and you won't need a prescription from your doctor as you do at home. If you're in need of any medication, shop around as prices can vary dramatically. Try to buy at the smaller independent pharmacies, not the larger high street pharmacies. Also, try not to buy from a pharmacy in a touristy area of town, as they charge Farang prices. If you're buying gifts or souvenirs to take home with you, buy them away from the tourist areas or in rural areas if you're travelling rurally, as they're usually much cheaper in those areas. Join Viber, Skype, Line or any other free app company to access their worldwide free phone calls and message apps. Line is the most used phone app in most countries in Southeast Asia. Attend timeshare presentations. Yes, they are boring, and who wants a timeshare anyway? But over the years, I've had free accommodation in Bali, Cancun, Key West, as well as free entry to theme parks and free tours, just by going to timeshare presentations. Just make sure at the end you say no to buying one. Before booking a round-trip flight, look at the cost of 2 one-way flights. Sometimes it turns out to be cheaper. Book a hotel room with a refrigerator, a microwave or even a kitchen area if you can. Room service can be expensive, but you can buy good pre-cooked meals at stores like 7-Eleven and Family Mart and eat very cheaply. If your room doesn't come with breakfast, you can buy a litre of milk and some cereal and still fill up before you leave your hotel on the morning. And finally, be frugal, not cheap. Look for deals and don't waste money, but don't miss out on great experiences or walk miles just to save a couple of dollars. Time is money. Spend them both wisely. If you haven't already done so, please push the subscribe button. If you're thinking of retiring or living in Thailand, please take a look at my book, The Retiring Thailand Handbook, the first 6 months. You'll find it on Amazon. It's crammed full of information to help you tiptoe the logistics of making Thailand your home in retirement. Thanks a lot for watching my channel. So until next time, stay safe, keep smiling. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.